Let's go ahead and get into this topic of conversation here, man. On my last live video I did about the same topic, man. My audio where I give my reaction on it, definitely didn't go through. So I'm doing another live stream video of this topic of conversation. So let's get right into it, man. I'm going to play a video of Todd Monken, based off on how he didn't have an issue with what Shilo Sanders had said when he made a post to tell Mary Kay Cabot to go make a sandwich. You got to realize, I realize is that Shilo Sanders is the older brother. And you have to realize is that all the bull junk the Sanders family have been going through, you have Mary Kay that continues to talk negative or come up with these hypotheses of her own opinion on what she thinks what's going on in the locker room, what's going on in minicamp. And she thinks that she has the insider track, as she said it, that someone is leaking information to her about what's really going on the field. If Todd Monken hasn't said it, then it's not true. Mary Kay needs to stop. Her employer needs to check her in what she's reporting on these airways. But the reason why I feel that the employer is not doing anything because she's getting so many views and click on her negative viewpoints and untruth points on what's going on really behind the scenes of the Cleveland Browns football team. So let's go ahead and get in as you're going to listen with this podcaster on the 92.3 The Fan that's going to try to throw up an alley hoop to try to shoot down Shiloh's on what Shilo Sanders has said about Mary Kay. But as you're going to be able to hear with your own ears, Todd Monken is not going to follow down that rabbit hole because he does not disagree with what Shilo Sanders said. And take your word for it. Don't take my word for it. Just listen to what Todd Monken had to say about the situation.
Shilo Sanders, sexist comment draws backlash, tells Browns reporter to go make a sandwich. How can you make sure to disassociate any of that stuff with a very serious competition that you are having? Because, everybody has a platform now. How can you make sure that that stuff doesn't bleed into what you guys are doing?
First off, I think it's awesome. I mean, it's why we get paid so much. I mean, we get paid so much because fans care and you talk about it. If it wasn't talked about, I sure as hell wouldn't get paid what I get paid. That's part of what we do. But if that's going to bother me or it's going to bother Shedeur or Deshaun, they have no chance of being either the head coach here or the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. I mean, for God's sakes, it's the world we live in. What we do on the field is what matters most. Stop the narrative, play well.
Shilo Sanders, sexist comment.
There you go. It's just as simple as that, guys. Don't allow someone from the peanut gallery, Mary Kay, to come in here and start confusion on what's really going on. She doesn't have a damn clue on what's going on inside that locker room. She doesn't have a darn clue on what's going on that field. You mean to tell me after a couple of days of minicamp, you have the audacity to report that Deshaun Watson is leading as the QB1 and should be the QB1 of this Cleveland Browns football team? Do you actually believe that Todd Monken thinks that? Now, I can only go by what the head coach says. He said it's open competition. Now, we do understand and realize that Kevin Stefanski said the same thing last season before the NFL season started, but we understood that it was a bunch of malarkey. We understood that he was lying. It was never a fair competition. He already had Dylan Gabriel was going to get his start over Shedeur Sanders, and that Shedeur Sanders was going to get no first team reps at all whatsoever. Tis the reason why he couldn't even mention Shedeur Sanders' name. He didn't respect him. He didn't support him at all. But fast forward through all that, we know what really happened. Dylan Gabriel was a piece of crap. He wasn't the super cute computer that Mary Kay was saying that Dylan Gabriel was, and that he could digest the football plays better than Shedeur Sanders. And we see how that turned out. She's a liar. I don't care about her credentials. I don't care about she's in the Hall of Fame of journalists or being a beat writer, because I could only go by actions. I could only go by facts on what she did do. See, we got to stop that. And see, we're going to play the video of Skip Bayless. of his flip flopping behind. But as you can see right here, Todd Monken does not debunk what Shilo Sanders had did. He's sticking up for his younger brother. He's had enough. So let's play what Shilo Sanders had to say.
This is what I've been waiting to say all day, bro. And this is to Mary Kay. If you're going to be a reporter and report facts. Whenever you have your opinion, and your opinion is always something hateful to Shedeur, then it makes it seem like it's something weird, like it's an agenda that you have going on. And there's plenty of women in this field that take this serious and take reporting football serious and actually do homework and study the game and get the statistics right and get the news right. But with you, it's so much emotion that I don't want you to make women look bad when it comes to reporting, because you don't have the will to actually want to report real things that are going on. So it don't even make sense. You want to go talk about this and that in minicamp, they don't even have all the receivers. How you gonna say, oh, this is what I think is gonna happen? We don't care what you think is gonna happen. Let Shedeur go practice. He don't need to be going on Instagram and Twitter and stuff and always seeing you just badmouth him. That's what I got a problem with. You know what I'm saying? If it's reporting, it's reporting. You have facts, you have news, but when it comes to your opinion, you've been saying crazy things for the past since he's been there. So it's like, just chill with that, because it don't make no sense and it makes you look crazy, like you don't know what you're talking about. And for all the women that actually take the time to go do their research and actually be real reporters and real journalists, then that's gonna make them look bad, bro. Because you already know, as a woman in this field of reporting football and sports, like, it's hard. So don't make it hard on everybody just because you don't feel like it. That's all I gotta say about that.
There you go. Short and simple. I have no issue with what Shilo said. I have no issue. You have to understand, Shilo Sanders, the Sanders family, period, has been dealt with a lot of foolishness ever since Shedeur Sanders has come into the league. Even Shilo was playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He was done wrong, in my personal opinion. But this is about Shedeur Sanders. Why Mary Kay seems so heavily invested in Shedeur Sanders? I understand she's a beat writer. I understand that's part of her job. But if you look how she moves, you look how she talks about Shedeur, it's nothing positive. Do you realize that Shedeur Sanders has graduated from the University of Colorado with a 3.9 GPA? I wonder if Mary Kay going to talk anything about positivity about that. It's always undermining Shedeur leadership skills. He's always undermining his physical capabilities of being a leader among men in that locker room and on the field. Why does it seem like she's always marginalizing and undervaluing and underappreciating Shedeur Sanders on what he brings to the tables to this Cleveland Browns organization? Why it always seem like it's personal with her, with Shedeur Sanders? She tried to do it last season. He the same person that tried to sit here and say that Dylan Gabriel was a supercomputer and was better at digesting the new playbook better than Shedeur Sanders. She the same person that didn't denounce anything what Dylan Gabriel's girlfriend had said between the competition between her boyfriend at the time and Shedeur Sanders. Why it seems like if anything that the Sanders family does is always a negative connotations attached to it. But see, when the same situation had happened when it came to Eli Manning and how Archie Manning, which is his father, really controlled the narrative and really put it down like, I want my son to play for this team. My son is not going to play for this team. My son is not going to play for that team. But with Archie Manning, it's considered to the media, he's just being a protective father, protecting his two sons. But when Deion Sanders does it, it's a problem. See, it goes to that old narrative. It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it. Deion Sanders is a wonderful father. Deion Sanders protects his family at all costs. He does everything for his family. And when you have an older brother, it is a blessing when you have someone that's an older brother that's able to protect his siblings. Shilo Sanders has had enough. And we have to stop this negative connotation like Shilo Sanders did something wrong, which he didn't. Let's listen to what they had to say on 92.3 The Fan.
Mary Kay took the high road on this, which she didn't have to do. What Shilo said was not just condescending, it was misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people get very cute saying, no, she starved for attention. So he's saying, if you're hungry, go make a sandwich.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I've seen a few people say that.
I didn't even catch that.
That's being obtuse.
That is, yes.
And purposefully obtuse. And not really helpful in any way. I don't think this helps Shedeur be better.
No, not at all. It's just a distraction, and it just makes you seem like the people you're keeping company with right now. It's his brother. You don't choose your brother, obviously. So like, there's a part of me that wants to. You can't say the things that Shilo said. You shouldn't double down on the things that Shilo said. All of that is 100% true. And I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're Shedeur. Because it's like you can't have your brothers out here speaking. I know he recognizes it's supposed to come from a good place, but when you're doing these type of things, it doesn't come from a good place. And it doesn't come from a place that is helping at all. And if anything, it's going to really kill him if he's got to try to have another opportunity with a different team, because no team's going to look at what's happened so far and be like, we want that around us. And that's not Shedeur's fault. It's the people around Shedeur.
But if people keep doing this, and Shedeur doesn't have something to say to them or a request for them, then at some point people are going to start taking it as this is just how Shedeur feels, and Shilo's the messenger.
Sure, that's another part of this, right? How many times have we had instances where it's like the wife is online and she's saying something, and it's like, well, I probably think that's the real player that is saying those words. It's just the wife is the one with the social media account, and then it doesn't directly go to the player. So that yes, there's 100% that reality that's attached to it.
Clowns. They don't want to get it. Exactly. They always on the attack, but when they clap back, they get bent out of shape. Exactly. That's my point. It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it. It's cool when they do it, but it's a problem when we do it. Nah. I stand 10 toes down what Shilo said. And I know Shilo stand 10 toes down what he said. And I know he's not going to come back and apologize. Apologize for what? Shilo Sanders said nothing wrong. If anybody should apologize, it should be Mary Kay for the foolishness that she keeps reporting. She starts up confusion every time she gets confusion. She has nothing nice to say. And I'm not saying she has to kiss somebody behind. But what I am saying is there should be a level of professionalism that a reporter should have. And Mary Kay doesn't show no type of professionalism in her job. Absolutely. I've been saying that for the last several days now. What Shilo said was on the nice side. He could have went hard. He could have went very disrespectful at her, and it would have been warranted. But what he did was a slap on the wrist. He checked her in a nice way. He said, "All right, now this is your warning. This is your warning. This is your warning right now. Back off, my brother. I'm not gonna say it again, but back off, my brother. If you come disrespectful again, openly to the public about my brother, then I'm gonna come at you, and you ain't gonna like it, Mary Kay. So I implore you to back off. Period. And I freaking love it. because that's what it's all about. Protecting your family. Protecting your family. Because if the family ain't going to do it, who else? Absolutely, they've been disrespectful. We all know what happened to Shedeur Sanders in the NFL draft. We all know that he's not a 5th round pick. And if anyone come on my doggone platform and say that he's a 5th round pick, you are a lying piece of you know what. We all know what happened. We all know that the owners colluded. We all knew what happened. The good old boy system. They tried to break him mentally before he even play a game in the NFL. If you don't bend the knee and kiss the ring to our rules and regulations we got, we're gonna force you to bend the knee and kiss the ring. But guess what? Shedeur didn't do it. Shedeur is still himself. He understands it. He understands it now. Absolutely. Exactly. They're trying to act like we dummies. That's why I'm trying to inform people. Don't be fooled by the media. Don't be fooled by the media on what they're trying to put down. Don't be fooled by them. They think we stupid. Don't play the get along to be get along game. Stand 10 toes down. Stand up as a man. Stand up as a woman on what's really going on. Call out the foolishness, because if you don't do it, they're going to continue to do it. Because guess what? There's going to be another player like Shedeur Sanders going to come around. And if Shedeur Sanders don't take a stand, guess what? They're going to continue to keep doing it. What Shilo did was not wrong. I applaud him for what he did. He understood the assignment on what he needed to do. This is a brother looking out for his family because he's seeing how his brother being treated. And he's saying to himself and to everybody, enough is enough. I said that in my last stream. What's going on is that the reason why nobody is not checking Mary Kay is because they want Mary Kay to do what she's doing. State your source, Mary Kay. You said you have the inside track. State your source. Who's telling you this buffoonery stuff? At this point, we deserve the right to know at this point. Because I don't believe it's Todd Monken. Todd Monken hasn't said any of the stuff that you said that what's going on behind the scenes. But you speak with so much conviction. You speak with so much confidence, like you know exactly what's going on inside that locker room. Last time I checked, are you in the locker room? Is any of his Shedeur Sanders teammates telling you exactly on how they feel, that they support Deshaun Watson over Shedeur Sanders? Did Todd Monken tell you that Deshaun Watson is leading in the quarterback competition between him and Shedeur Sanders? Did he tell you specifically? No. She's a liar. She's a manipulator. She likes to start confusion, which why I believe wholeheartedly on what Shilo said. Go make a sandwich. Stop trying to start confusion. Stop it. Now listen what Emmanuel Acho had to say.
Shilo got to tread carefully. Shilo got to tread very carefully. As you're getting into the TV game, getting into the podcast game, especially if you've yet to accomplish anything in the TV or the podcast game, be mindful of who you make an enemy before you create allies. And so at the point in which you're using phrases that are misogynistic, both saying someone should make you a sandwich or saying that Mary Kay Cabot, implying that she's too emotional, a woman that has been honored by the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the Pro Football Writers Hall of Fame, implying that she's too emotional or implying that she should go make a sandwich, things that have been used misogynistically. Just for what, Shilo? Just what's your intention? This is because Mary Kay Cabot said the Browns have given Deshaun Watson the inside track to be a starter. This is because Mary Kay Cabot said, given the fact that the Browns has given Deshaun Watson an inside track to be the starter, they should move forward with him getting the first team reps and move forward full speed ahead. That is why she should go make a sandwich. That is why she's coming off as emotional, because she said what the majority of the sports world, men, women, gender neutral, are thinking, because Deshaun Watson is making $80 or so million that the Browns should go ahead and move forward with him. That is what was so offensive. That is what was so emotional. Shilo has to be very careful also of who he necessarily associates himself with. Coach JB has done some very sexist type of things, saying that a woman should go make a sandwich, or saying that Mina Kimes doesn't understand football because she doesn't understand defenses. So just be mindful as you're entering into this media landscape. And I only say this because I've been in the media landscape for over a decade now, is you're entering into this media landscape. Be mindful of the enemies you create before you create allies. Also, Shilo, Mary Kay is better at what she does than you are at what you do. So you just have to be
Say what? Say what? Let me play that back again so y'all can hear that.
Be mindful of the enemies you create before you create allies. Also, Shilo, Mary Kay is better at what she does than you are at what you do. So you just have to be cognizant of that truth. You're still ascending. You got one of the greatest personalities in my mind on television for a young dude. You could be a star in this game, but just tread carefully and be cognizant of making the big mistake. It's all ha-has, it's all kikis, it's all tongue-in-cheek right now. But I just think that was out of bounds by Shilo.
You think that was out of bounds? No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't, Negro. No, it wasn't, Negro. See, you have to listen with a third ear when it comes to this Negro right here. Because he is personally invested where he has said things negative about Shedeur Sanders. He even agreed with Dylan Gabriel being the starter over Shedeur Sanders when we all know that it wasn't even an open competition. He tried to backtrack from that. But he always tried to take every opportunity to take shots at Shedeur Sanders. We all know Acho's career, NFL career, short-lived. Why so much the hate towards Shedeur Sanders? Could it be because he comes from a good family? Could it be because he is a positive role model for kids? Could it be because he is a role model on and off the field? Could it be because he is a strong black man that understands who he is? Could it be is because he was taught very well how to handle responsibilities as a black man? Could it be because he is unapologetic of knowing who he is? Could it be is because he checks the media every chances that he gets when he steps on that podium and interview, and they don't like how the way he talks? They don't like how the way he walks. They don't like the way he moves inside the locker room, full of confidence, trying to get him to stay humble in their own words, trying to get him to say they'll push away from his family, saying that what Shilo did was wrong and it should not be tolerated. They disrespected Mary Kay. What about the disrespectful things that Mary Kay have said? Why nobody is not coming out and check? I know we have some people that are saying some things, but what I'm saying is why nobody from the media is checking Mary Kay? But the media, the journalists, they're all sticking together and trying to pry all on Shilo Sanders like he is some devilish person, like he did something so wrong, so egregious, that it should not be tolerated to speak that way about a partner of ours in this community in journalism. Mary Kay is full of crap. Mary Kay knows exactly what she doing. Listen to this fool right here.
How do you respond to a family member taking issue with your report and throwing out insults like that?
Well, let me just say about that I really do believe that I have been an inspiration for lots of women and young girls to know that you can go out there and do a good job in a man's world, and take on all of that comes with that. And I know that there are so many women who have joined the football world, especially because of some of the things that I've been able to do over the years, and I'm happy about that. And I know that will continue. Now we've got women in flag football, playing flag football all over the place, and I'm just happy that I have been able to help set the tone and open some doors in that way. And I know that will continue. And that's just how I feel about that.
Mary Kay taking the high road. Absolutely terrific answer.
Mary Kay taking the high road. She don't want that smoke.
Shilo got to tread carefully.
She don't want that smoke.
Mary
y'all.
Kay took the high road on this,
Listen to
which she
this.
didn't have to do. What Shilo said was not just condescending; it was misogynistic.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people get very cute saying, "No, she starved for attention." So he's saying, if you're hungry, go make a sandwich.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, I've seen a few people.
You're exactly right. Let's be clear here. She's not uplifting. See, I don't know what type of women and young girls you're talking about uplifting. But what I do know is that you're the only woman that I know, one of the women, because there's a couple others I can name, but this is about Mary Kay. She's the one that wrote the article. She's the one that came out publicly and made these things about she knows who's going to be the QB1. She even imposed her will that she believes that Deshaun Watson should be declared the QB1 ASAP, as soon as possible, after a couple of days of voluntary minicamp. So when you're that so outspoken, when you speak with so much confidence and vitriol that you already know that Deshaun Watson is years and years way ahead of Shedeur Sanders, then you should know that the smoke is coming for you. See, right here on Sports Talk HQ, we are enlightening the ignorance that is coming out of people's mouth. We're exposing the ignorance, the foolishness, the misleading representation, the toe tagging. The manipulations of what's being put out there about Shedeur Sanders. Mary Kay is the same person that was trying to put out there that Shedeur Sanders had a problem, that she, from her inside sources, which we don't even know the source's name to this day, last season, that Shedeur Sanders have problem digesting the playbook. He has a problem in digesting the defenses. Do you really think that Shedeur Sanders have a problem mentally in digesting the playbook? Did he really look like he had an issue in knowing how to follow the reads, and knowing the defenses, and knowing how to call audible plays on certain defensive schemes that was coming his way? Did he look like a football player or quarterback that was confused on the field? No, he didn't. Did we have Jerry Jeudy that was dropping balls? Yes, we did. Was he playing with an incompetent offensive line? Yes, he did. Was he not giving a fair opportunity to compete for QB1? Yes, he was not given a fair opportunity. He had to fight against his old coach, which was Kevin Stefanski, that didn't even want to mention his name. Absolutely. If you're going to make public comments that has the opportunity to tear down Shedeur Sanders as a football player, you have to know and you have to expect the scrutiny that's going to come with that. And if you don't, you're ignorant as hell. But see, this is the good old boy system. The entitlement, the way some of these people moves in the NFL that think that they can say and do anything that they can without no repercussions, without no accountability. And then when you have someone like a member of the Sanders families that fight back It stands 10 toes down for their family member. They're the issue. They're the problem. Nah, you can't have it both ways like that. It'll be a cold day in hell before I allow that to happen. A cold day in hell. Let's go right here. Listen to this.
You don't have to talk to anybody about that stuff, making sure that stuff doesn't enter into a psyche, or, hey, I kind of don't want family members saying this type of stuff because, you know, we've got our football team to worry about. Do you have to address the team at all about that kind of stuff?
No. I don't. That's a man making a comment on social media. That's someone reporting something they believe.
See, he ain't
That's
like
their
that.
opinion. Fine. Not my opinion. I didn't say that. Our daily inner workings with the quarterbacks and the players is going to mean more than what is said outside of there. Ultimately, do I believe that our players look at social media? Of course. Do I? Yes. I mean, do most of us? Yes. That's the world we live in. But ultimately, with the players, like, I think that has changed over the last few years of how do you get your players to deal with things that are being said about them, good or bad? How do you manage that? I think that is a real challenge. But ultimately, like I said, that's going to be what defines you. Then you're going to struggle to be either the head coach, be an offensive coordinator, or be our quarterback.
Todd Monkey didn't have a problem. Todd Monkey didn't have a problem. It's the world we live in. He didn't have a problem with that at all whatsoever. This is why I'm telling you, man. This is why I'm telling you it's an agenda. It's an agenda. It's an agenda. I want to find a video with Jason Whitlock. You have to understand, man. It's that when you listen with a third ear, you start to understand that there has been an issue with the Sanders family, that the NFL has come out there and said some things that was not true. The Cleveland media is full of, you know what, hot garbage. You have to understand that Shedeur Sanders, the way he's been carrying himself is that his teammates adore him. His teammates respect him. They understand what this young man went through. They saw the draft. They saw the collusion that was going on and how Shedeur Sanders still led with his head held high. Don't forget about what happened to Shedeur Sanders when someone from the Atlanta Falcons, someone's son, a high-ranking official, one of the coaches on the Atlanta Falcons, their son, was able to get Shedeur Sanders' number and call Shedeur Sanders, pulling a prank on him like they was going to draft him with the Atlanta Falcons. Do you understand what had to happen for that to happen? Do you understand what had to happen for that to happen? Do you understand that there was collusion in the NFL from the general managers, from the owners, that they tried to make Shedeur Sanders the laughing stock of that draft? Do you understand the disrespect that it took? Did you understand the disrespect that it takes to try to humiliate this black man? Nah, man. And you telling me what Shilo Sanders had said in protection of his younger brother? is a problem? Are we really going there? What's up, homie? How you doing? Are we really going there? Are we really going to play that game? Are we going to really play that manipulative type of game? Shedeur Sanders was met with so much disrespect. They robbed Shedeur Sanders. They robbed him from well over $20-30 million. They robbed him. Do you know how strong you got to be mentally to still push forward in spite of you being marginalized, undervalued, and underappreciated? Something that you have worked hard all of your life, every single day, you put in the time, you put in the hours, you put in literally the blood, the sweat, the tears. And you mean to tell me you got jokers that want to prey on your downfall? And you still want him to bend the knee and kiss the ring and kiss your ass? I know you effing lying. I know you effing lying. And the media got the audacity to get on your high horse now and to try to denounce what Shilo Sanders had did for his younger brother like he's the problem? Man, y'all come straight out of a comic book. Y'all done lost y'all rabbit ass mind. What Shilo Sanders did, I applaud him. What Coach Primetime Deion Sanders has been saying, I applaud him. What Shedeur Sanders have been doing in spite of the hate. What Bucky has been doing, I applaud him. I applaud the Sanders family. I understand what it's like to be undervalued. I understand what it's like to be underappreciated. I understand what it's like to be marginalized. You have to understand. And if you don't have that type of compassion to understand on what they've been going through and you take a slap in the face like they're the problem, no, you're the MFing problem. Let's go to Skip Bayless, this flip-flopper. Listen to this.
I got to address what Shilo posted and then his Twitch stream that he did.
Oh, I didn't see the Twitch
Okay,
stream.
yeah, he went deeper into it.
Okay.
Look, I love the Sanders family. I know Dion well. You know him very well. And I believe in that family. And Dion has preached to his Colorado squad respect for women. He likes his players to call women Miss so-and-so. Like,
Right.
That's okay. And to take a chauvinistic shot at Mary Kay Cabot is just wrong to me. And I don't think father will like that son did that. And it only makes it a little harder for brother in Cleveland because it's so negative. It's like you're dismissing her. You're classically killing the messenger. Again, she's just reporting what she hears. And then on Twitch, he said, you sound emotional and you sound crazy. Well, I don't. Last year, I'm going to defend her on this point. Mary Kay Cabot, she won the Pro Football Writers National Award called the Bill Nunn Award for long and distinguished contributions to reporting on pro football. So she's been doing this for 40 years at a high level, and I think she has high credibility.
You think she has high credibility? Miss me with that. This has nothing to do with her credentials. This has everything to do with her professionalism and how it appears that she has a personal vendetta against Shedeur Sanders. Let me tell you this, Skip. For you to sit there on your high horse and to flip-flop and to sit here to think that what Shilo Sanders has said to Mary Kay is something so egregious, you look like a buffoon. You look like a clown. And see, this is what I'm telling you. People will show you who they really are when something happens with it they don't like. When something happens when they don't like, their true colors come in full effect. And this is a classic example of what you seeing right here. As soon as something that's been said that he don't like, what Shilo did was misogynistic. What Shilo did was so disrespectful. It was so egregious. Man, miss me with that BS. Listen to this.
Well, let's just talk about what competition means at every position. Every player that's going to be a part of our roster is going to be competing, right? I mean, whoever we bring in, starting with rookie minicamp and then OTAs, mandatory minicamp, and then training camp. But as we've spoken before, at any position, that doesn't mean equal reps. I mean, there has to be some form of a depth chart per se. Everybody has a chance to compete. They're not always going to get equal reps, if that makes sense. You know, what is a competition? Every guy that's in training camp, every guy that's part of our roster, the amount of reps they get, that's to be determined. Well, I wouldn't say it's a two-man race. I would just say that at every position, there's competition. I wouldn't say it's a two-man race.
It's an open competition. And I have to take his word for it. But I would tell you this, that this coach seems to be holding on to his word more better than what Kevin Stefanski did. A stone cold liar. They would say there was open competition, and we found out there was never open competition. Let's listen to this right here.
That he's going to have to do to catch up or leapfrog Dylan and some of the other guys. You can't be just thinking. You've got to know
last year
it.
she said this.
So hopefully he's at home with Shilo and he's barking out plays to Shilo and barking out the terminology like
barking out plays.
You can't,
barking out plays. Barking out plays like a dog. She know exactly what she was doing when she made that comment. That was disrespectful. She hopes she was insinuating that Shedeur Sanders was struggling with the playbook and that Dylan Gabriel was not struggling with the playbook and was able to digest the playbook easier than Shedeur Sanders. And she will even implore that she hoped that Shedeur Sanders is barking out the plays to Shilo, or Shilo is helping him to bark out the plays so that way he could better understand or get up to speed to where Dylan Gabriel is at. But Shedeur Sanders is the problem. Shilo Sanders is the problem.
That he's going to have to do to catch up or leapfrog Dylan and some of the other guys. You can't be just thinking. You've got to know it. So hopefully he's at home with Shilo and he's barking out plays to Shilo and barking out the terminology like,
what do I have to do anything? What do I have to do? I didn't mention you. I'm at home chilling. I didn't mention you. What do I do?
When was this?
This was last year.
Okay, this last year.
You don't mention me, at least put in a good word for me to get a little spot on the team.
Right. Because I feel like she was trying to be shady a little bit. Like that's how I came off.
If you want to mention me, at least help me get on the team so you can really mention me. And then I can't say nothing back.
Mic drop. Listen again.
When was this?
This was last year.
Okay, this last year.
If you don't mention me, at least put in a good word for me to get a little spot on the team.
Right. Because I feel like she was trying to be shady a little bit. Like that's how it came off.
If you want to mention me, at least help me get on the team so you can really mention me. And then I can't say nothing back.
What Shilo said was right on the head. Right on the head. There's a problem. There's a problem. And I don't have no issue with it. What Shilo said. There's history here, y'all. There's history. And what Shilo did was created a strong line of boundaries. That's what Shilo did. He created a strong line of boundaries. Back off, my brother. I'm out the league. And I feel how Shilo Sanders was dealt from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was effed up. Let me tell y'all something, man. Shilo Sanders is a damn good football player. He can play on a team right now in the NFL. He's a good tackler. He knows the schemes. And he goes 110% and he hits hard. So for Shilo Sanders to not be on a football team right now, it's a bunch of BS. But this is not just about Shilo. I'm telling you that the family is dealing with a whole lot of foolishness ever since Shedeur and Shilo came into the NFL. I'm telling you the manipulation is real. The ignorance is real. Every single day, just imagine you're Shedeur Sanders. You got to deal with the BS that's being said about your name every single day. You got to deal with people like Mary Kay that's undervaluing you, that's underestimating you, and trying to marginalize you every chance that they get. Just imagine if that was happening to you every single day on your job. Every single day when you clock in, you got to deal with some BS from a manager who's trying to ride you every chance that they get. And you got to deal with that negativity. Eventually, pressure going to bust a pipe. Eventually, at some point, you have to have a man-to-man conversation with that individual. Man, what's your problem with me? Man, what's the issue? Man, I ain't did nothing to you, man. I'm trying to come here, do my job, and get back home. And try to do my job to the best of my ability. Why you keep riding me, man? What's your problem? Come on, man. This is a grown man we talking about here, Shedeur Sanders. And when you see someone like his older brother that's sticking up for him, I applaud Shilo because he can speak up. He can say something. He's the brother. He's the family member. And you mean to tell me these good old boys want to come out like Emmanuel Acho want to say that what Shilo did was wrong? Skip Bayless trying to say what he did was wrong? You got this foolishness out here. Y'all trying to put it on and toe tag Shilo like he's the problem? Nah, man. Shilo is not the problem. Shilo is not the problem, man. Here, it's not Shilo. It's Mary Kay. Let's play this right quick. Listen to this right here.
What are you doing caping up for Shilo when he's causing all kinds of problems for Shedeur and Dion? Are you proud of you see this graphic we got Super Coach and Shilo is laying?
Yeah, I call it cap. What do you call it? Cap? Factor cap or what do they say? I'm calling cap. This is you're a clickbaiter.
I'm a clickbaiter.
You're no different than Joy Taylor. Unbelievable. Sad day. Sad day. Why was I caping? I got to hear your whole. I need
You're
a macro
defending something that's not defensible. This kid's brother is trying to make it in the NFL, and he just caused Shedeur more headaches. Dion's got his own set of problems at Colorado. Now Dion's going to have to answer questions about Shilo and his comments about Mary Kay Cabot when Dion has been on the record like he's defender of women and make sure you talk respectfully to women. You should have told, and rather than you sitting there analogizing yourself or allowing Shilo to analogize himself to you, you should have said, hey, Shilo, the difference between me and you is Shedeur is your brother. Yes, I can say, make me a sandwich. I can talk disrespectfully or in a diminishing way about Mary Kay Cabot. You can't. Your last name's not Sanders.
No, Shilo did that because of me, Jason.
And that's why you're excited about it. You can't get your own ego out of it.
No, you're not seeing the macro. I'm actually bringing the country together. You're dividing us. See what I'm doing here? See, you're not macro in this. See, what happened is I'm turning the prime sexual fan base and the community to where they're like, dang, what is JB? He's an anomaly. He's something we've never seen before. He's a crazy individual. He's an unbelievable mammal, right? That's what they're saying right now today. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. You should be happy and be like, dang, JB cooked the whole prime sexual fan base. They don't know what he is.
Say Todd Monken or Andrew Berry's like, and they're sitting there weighing like, man, what all comes along with Shedeur, and he's going to be our backup quarterback to Deshaun Watson. Is it really worth it, or should we slide Dylan Gabriel or Taylor Green in here? Everything matters. Why increase this circus around Shedeur? This is a mistake.
Had they named Deshaun Watson officially the starter of that organization? Yes or no?
No.
No. So why can't he go and call her out and say, you don't even know. My brother's in the locker room. I'm sure Shilo and Shedeur, who are like best friends in the world, talk to each other.
Listen what I tell you, man. The manipulation is real. The manipulation is real, man. And I'm telling you right now, don't believe what you're hearing from out of Mary Kay. Don't believe what you're hearing from the Cleveland media, from a lot of them, because a lot of them don't like Shedeur Sanders. A lot of them don't like Shedeur Sanders. Hell, it may be some C-level executives within the Cleveland Browns organization that don't believe in Shedeur Sanders. Do you know how sick you got to be? You have a player that will be a great player. Shedeur Sanders is working among his enemies. People who don't like him just because they don't even have a valid explanation, but people that don't like him within the same organization, within the same media, just because he's a black man and a black, strong, confident man that understands who he is as a football player and as a man first. And that rubs some people the wrong way. Do you understand how sick you got to be for you to hate on another man and he doesn't even give you no type of valid explanation to hate on him? You hating on somebody on them being who they are, didn't do anything to you, but yet you got the audacity to wake up every single morning to talk crap about this man every chance you get. Do you know how miserable you got to be as a person? You can't even say nothing positive. How about being positive about him graduating Colorado with a 3.9 GPA? Let's pull that up. They don't want to celebrate that. Look at this right here.
What's up? We at graduation. Say what's up. It's called excellence, man. It's excellence.
Excellence.
What's up? We at graduation. Say what's up.
You don't want to talk about that.
It's called excellence, man.
This is what he's doing off the field. That needs to be exploited in a positive way. Look at this. He posting his graduation uniform. 3.9 GPA. But we sitting here talking about him in a negative way. You got the media, the Cleveland media, who's supposed to be supporting him. You got the Cleveland media wants to sit here and disrespect him. Look. This is why I'm telling you guys. Pay attention to what's going on. Don't believe all this negative ignorance on what they're trying to say about Shedeur Sanders. Don't get on this hype train on what these wahoos are trying to say about him, trying to undervalue him every chance they get. They're trying to underappreciate him every chance they get. They're trying to marginalize him every chance that they get. But each day this man is taking the high road. This man is showing you I am a leader. I am a Sanders. This is who I am. Hate me or love me. But one thing that you can bet your bottom dollar is that I'm going to stay true to who I am. That's what I like about the Sanders. Rising above the hate. No matter what you say or what you try to do, what type of negative connotation you're trying to put on him in the media, he's still going to thrive in the midst of chaos. That's what I want to continue to see from Shedeur Sanders. That's what I want to continue to see from Shilo. He's doing his thing. He has his media credentials. He can show up in the same rooms that journalists and reporters show up in. He has his credentials. And he has every right, just like anybody else in the media, to speak out against hate, to stand up against hate. And if you have a problem with it, take a look in the mirror, because it's not Shiloh's the problem. It's you, the problem. I'll see y'all next time on the live stream. I appreciate for everyone staying tuned in. I appreciate every single viewer that's taking the time out of your busy day to join in on this live stream and listen to what I have to say. Keep God first in your life, man. Keep your head up. And I want you to know it's always going to get better, because it's already better because you woke up this morning. And that right there is enough within itself to motivate and inspire you that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Take care and God bless.